Good morning, Hart.
I'm Madeline.
And I'm Izzy.
Today is Thursday, February 20th.
And on this day, back in 1956, in the small town of Chatsworth, California, one of our very own and very beloved legends was born. Of course you all know who I'm talking about because today is
Larry Fiscus Day. Did you know that before he was the equipment manager for both the football and baseball teams, before he was the scoreboard operator for both boys and girls basketball teams,
and frosh football?
Yes, before all of that, did you know that he was a student here at Hart as well?
Wow, I didn't know that. When did he graduate?
He graduated from Hart in 1974, and he's essentially worked here ever since. He got his start as the team manager for the Hart baseball team as a senior, and his love for all things Hart has grown ever since.
Larry is truly a legend.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
It's time for you to get to work. I need number 70 black jersey. And I need, do we have any extra large Under Armour game pants? Hey, can't got your tongue? Can't you speak? Hey, don't in my chair! You have work to do!
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Mr. Fritz.
Sit back down. Sit back down.
Work to do, like you said.
I got this chair right here. I need number 70 and extra large. Who's in charge here? You know?
Is it Ray in charge of you? I got you that time.
Can they beat this team?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me have your attention down here on stage. I'm Jason O'Dron, principal of Hart High School, and we have a very special tribute tonight that we'd like to share with you, so I appreciate your attendance. I'd like to invite Larry Fiscus's entire extended family to come with me right in front of the stage here. All right, so thank you for the outpouring of love for Larry this week. These are Larry's sisters, 3 of them and their husbands, and his brother and his mother Joyce right down here in front. Let's give them a round of applause. We have a special presenter tonight to talk about Larry. I'm going to invite up Placerita Junior High School principal, Mr. John Turner.
Thank you, Mr. Richmond. I really do count it an honor to be able to stand here for just a few minutes this evening and for us to pause in this, busy time in all of our lives and really reflect on the life of Larry. And not only when I see all of the friends that we have around here, folks that I haven't seen in quite some time, graduates from years past. We also have our board member, Mr. Bob Jensen, over here right beside us, down here with us this evening as well, too. But, when Mr. Dotremont and I began to talk about a few things related to Larry, the first question that comes to my mind is really, how do you talk about someone that was always here, but now he's not? And that is one thing that you can say about Larry. Larry was everywhere. Larry, no matter where you went, you turn around, there's Larry. You'd be like, Larry, how'd you get here? He's always there. And the other most unique thing about Larry is that everybody knew Larry. Everybody. I mean, we all knew Larry at Hart so well. Even when we would sing the alma mater, it was Larry's head, Larry's bobblehead that went right across the screen for all the words for us to sing the alma mater. That was just normal. And, one of my most favorite experiences with Larry was sitting with Larry at the 4th of July parade. And the funny thing about that was everybody on the floats would be like, Larry, Larry. And then the people sitting beside me was, who is that guy? And it was like, you don't know Larry? So it's, being with someone or being around someone really makes you contemplate who they really were. And it's a little hard for me sometimes because every time I see someone around school that looks like Larry, I'm like, oh, it's not Larry. And it has been really hard for us over the past few months to turn around. He had a normal time of the day. He'd usually walk in my office about 2 o'clock. And you could set your clock almost, oh, yep, Larry's here, it's 2 o'clock. And for all the years that I was at Hart, you could set your clock, 10:30 every morning. Larry would walk through the door with his Ziploc bag and a sandwich on the inside. That was Larry. Larry was known for so many different things. So one of the real funny things too is Larry would ask me sometimes, when did I first meet you? And I'd be like, Larry, what are you talking about? What day did I meet you on? Larry would know this. And I would have to stop and think, and I would say, November 5th, 2004. And Larry would be like, you're right. Because he knew the day that he met me. So he was the type of person that just knew so many different things. So I want to just challenge us all tonight. This is something I want to throw out to every single one of us that can hear what I'm saying right now. We should think about, how can we live like Larry? Because Larry was the kind of guy that my normal greeting for Larry, whether it was on the Hart campus or on the Placerita campus, whenever he would come through the door would be like, and a lot of you have heard us all do this, Fisco Disco, and that was our greeting. That's how we would say hello. And sometimes we would say, bust a move. And after we said that, Larry always did, what we all knew was the Fisco Disco. And that was just normal. I mean, it was just a normal part of our daily life. So, you know, there wouldn't be anything wrong with any of us picking up the idea that we could dance at a moment's notice. And he was always that way. Another thing was, if you've never had a good laugh until you've had a laugh with Larry. Larry could laugh like nobody's business. If you got him going on something, you couldn't stop. And if he had a special laugh that once you really got him really in rolling with the laugh, sometimes it would last for 10 or 15 minutes. You know, Larry was the type of person that he found his passion and he did really well at it. He loved sports. He loved rosters. He liked to memorize names and numbers and rosters. And Larry was the kind of guy that was like, okay, Larry, what was the Hart score of the football game between Kenyon in 1985? And Larry would pause for a minute, and then he would tell you. And then I would sometimes have the Hart football guy website up, and I would look, and he would be right. He knew that kind of stuff so well, and he stuck with it. So that's a challenge for us, too. If we know what we like, let's do it really well, you know, very similar to what Larry did. If you were around and you had something that you were working on and you had a project going, guess what? Larry would dive right in there and help you with it. If you were moving things, he would come along, pick up tables, carry things, do all sorts of stuff. You didn't have to ask him, he just did it. And it was a normal part of how he did that. You know, not only did his remembrance, but also so many other things that we had about Larry. Larry cared about people. And when he got to know your family, he would always be asking, how is this person your family? How is that person? And you know, not only that, he remembered their names. He would remember them by name, and he would ask you, how are they? And you know, that type of caring for other people, I think, is something that we're missing today. We don't have that like Larry had it. With that being said, my thought, my challenge is here. Let's think about just a few of those things. And for those of you that may be around tomorrow for our time together tomorrow, we're going to hear a lot more of those things. So think about that. So at this time, I would like for us to just pause for a moment. Let's have a moment of reflection just on how all of us could live a little bit more like Larry. Okay? So let's have that moment right now. With that being said, I'll turn it back over to Mr. Dotremont.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. And I challenge all of you out there, if you didn't know Larry, if you're in the crowd tonight and you didn't know Larry, there's one thing that you absolutely need to know about Larry. As Mr. Turner said, he knew numbers. And we have our football team on the left and the right of us here today because Larry loved two things most at Hart High School, and that was football and baseball. And if you know anything about the history of athletics at Hart High School, you know as you walk into the gym, you see some retired jerseys on the wall up in the foyer at Hart High School's Laurie K. Strauss Gymnasium. And there's one thing in our football program that ever since Mike Harrington and Rick Harrington and even Dean Harrington were a part of this, that they never allowed the football players to have the number one. And Larry, you know, was in charge of all the jerseys at Hart High School. He was our equipment manager. And so we thought it'd be most appropriate to present the family here tonight and to hang in the Hart High School gym the number one for Larry Fiscus. Now it's Hart High School's homecoming game, and our football players need to get ready to go, but we have some great activities that are going to be right out on the field. I encourage the family to come up and take pictures, and I encourage all of you out there, like Mr. Turner said, to live like Larry, and let's go out there and play a great game tonight. Congratulations.
At this time, please get your attention to the field for the dance team's performance under the direction of their coach, Selena Maragall.
There's 3 members of the dance team? What? Are you serious?
telling everybody, everybody. Yeah.